Hi, Maylene. This is Jennifer Ball. It's good to be able to see your work. It looks really clean, and I love the large picture of the cover. It just immediately looks inviting to me, but because it's very simple and clean. Um, your progression is good. I just wanted to take a few minutes and review each page and maybe give you some suggestions for sorry, for perhaps altering the your pages just a bit to maybe be a little bit more clear on what you want. First of all, I'm looking here at make a prediction, and I'm not sure where to make this prediction, where it goes, what I access. Generally, I immediately thought I would click on the words make a prediction here because generally if it's underlined then it's some sort of hyperlink. So you also say here that it's an oral activity, so perhaps you're doing this in class. I just seem a little fuzzy on this one. Um, Down here under read aloud activity, it just sounds a bit funky, but I'm sure it may be me, so take this for the grain of sand that it is. When you say you may listen to one chapter a day, or you may listen to more than one chapter a day, I'm thinking that you're missing some sort of article here. So one suggestion I might make is that you proof for clarity of thought, and perhaps proofing a little bit might help a little. I think you said this was for younger students, and perhaps your students are used to the number of words, but maybe um, instead of giving so many details here under each activity, that it's just a simple list of the activities, because I believe as you go through, like getting started, etc., it really does sort of formulate itself into more detail. So I might eliminate some of the repeated details here and just list these are the 5 things that you will be accomplishing during this activity. Going to the getting started page, this is very simple. Ordering the book, joining the Edmodo group, make sure your KidBlog password works. Do you want to turn KidBlog into another hyperlink just like you did on the front page? Don't know. Again, the review of the Netiquette class rules, watching the book trailer. This is really an interesting sort of, super catch-all or catcher for everything. When you go down here, I noticed that guidelines, which is I think the next page in the procedure, my thought process is to make the left side of the page that back arrow that they can return to the step before, and then the right side of the page being that forward arrow here, go here to access the next page in whatever page it is. Because on the previous page, you'll notice you just see one here in the middle. So there's sort of like I'm sort of confused with some of the navigation here. Getting started, guidelines. Oh, sorry, back to getting started. Nope, guidelines. Sorry. These seem like they should be hyperlinks, but I don't know. And if you'll notice on this page, the guidelines page, your font is a different size than on the previous 2 pages. So I would go and I would double check for font and format, and is it the same font? Is it the same? Am I getting the same place? Is my look the same? I'm not don't think there was anything here that I wanted to bring up. You might have an extra space here between teachers and guidance. Again, this comes just with that really good proofreading of the information. And again, down here on your for the navigation, I would probably put over here on the left a back arrow to or something to go to the previous page, and then moving forward I would go to over to proceed. Um, Part of me thinks that given the age, do you just want to bullet point this, do this, then do that, then, you'll collaborate and discuss. Um, I don't know. It's really, this is such, we all have such different things that appeal to us. So really, whatever works for you and your personality, it really does look great right here. So the activities, the Padlet project or the week one activities. I love this Padlet project. It really does seem to give them an opportunity to voice an opinion, but also an opinion based on, like you say, what character is most interesting to you, provide reasons why this character interests you the most. So it's really super focused on their opinion, which I really like. Blog challenge is interesting because they get to tell what they know, and then completing this quiz, which is embedded. Very nice. Here's your vocabulary blank. Does it go somewhere? Does it need to go somewhere? Not quite sure what you want me to do, what you want them to do with this vocabulary blank. Open it, not open it. Go back to lesson one there. This just seems to be sort of, I don't know, I'm probably just not looking at it right. This navigation here. And going to the blog. Here's again the blog challenge. It does seem to be a little bit confusing too. So if you have the blog challenge directions here, perhaps making the words here, blog challenge, a hyperlink, just like you did character of interest, the Padlet project hyperlink. I don't think I would underline please note because, again, underlines identify hyperlinks and please note is not. Just seems to be repetitive directions in a lot of places that, I don't know, might confuse. So just think about that. The rubric is here, key terms, and okay, relevant keywords. These are keywords for the commenting rubric. Keywords. Now some of them are capitalized, some are not. Does that make a difference? Am I being too picky? And are these key relevant and key terms for understanding the rubric or that you're looking for in their blog post? And I think that's all we're looking at, huh? I think too that it's getting started. If you go to the home page but there's no connection to that lesson one activity, which except for when you get here to the activities, so your navigation appears seems a bit funky because if you go home you can't get to that opening lesson one. You just go straight to getting started. So I'm not sure, do you want lesson one to them to see this first as an overview? And if it's just an overview, again, I would probably suggest you shorten this. I might even make like each one of these activities its own page so that when you go, use your blog via the kid blog. Even going back to the pre-reading activity, I would probably make this its own page and then read aloud activity its own page with clear, just precise directions, and then each one of these after reading activities its own page. You get a lot more pages up here, but I think the step by step will might make it a little bit easier to follow. I hope you're doing well, and I hope that I wasn't too picky with you. Thanks for letting me look at your lesson. It looks very inviting. Take care.